Have you ever done flatbread with steamed pumpkin or baked pumpkin? I'm going to show you something that you can prepare in the evening and bake and cook it in the pan in the morning. Before starting the recipe, let's cut the pumpkin and steam the pumpkin. So put the pumpkin in a steamer and steam about 10-15 minutes. So this dough you can prep and leave it in the fridge to take whenever you want in the morning. It's best to take it when you wake up and leave it outside to brew. So these are the ingredients I'm using. About 500 grams steamed pumpkin, 6 grams instant dry yeast, 2 tablespoons black sesame seeds. This is optional. If you can't use sesame seeds, you can always go for poppy seed, quinoa, or even flax seeds. About a tablespoon of sugar, salt, and 1 tablespoon oil. I'm using olive oil in this. You can use any oil in this recipe, or even butter. Into a mixing bowl, add the steamed pumpkin. Into that add the sugar, sesame seeds and the yeast, and start mixing. Now add the oil into it. I'm going to add the flour. It will depend on the variety of the pumpkin that you are using. So that's why I didn't tell you the exact amount of flour. So add about a quarter cup of flour and start mixing. Keep on adding until you get the right consistency. Once it comes to a consistency like this, you need to be careful. Add like a tablespoon of flour at a time. And knead this dough about 15 minutes until it is soft and elastic. So the dough is ready and I'm going to take it out and cover and put this in the fridge until you are ready to eat in the morning, and it will rise a little bit, not a lot. Let's do a simple recipe for the pumpkin rolls, and you can actually change this according to what you have in your fridge. Because this is a breakfast roll, I'm trying to use ham, cheese and some spinach. Let's prepare that before we do the bread rolls. First cut the chilies. Chilies are always optional. Instead you can always use capsicums. And these chilies are not hot, so I'm using 3 of them. And the onion. And crush the garlic or chop the garlic finely. Chop the spinach roughly. Put a pan on the stove and add about a tablespoon of olive oil. And into that add the onion, garlic and the chilies. Stir fry a few minutes. Add salt and pepper to your taste. Now into that add the ham. Stir. You don't need to overcook this. Now add the spinach and cook until no liquid. The dough is ready. Now let's do the rolls. Add some flour onto the bench. Onto that add the dough and punch down. This was in the fridge overnight. So let's cut the dough to equal parts. And remember that you can keep these rolls in the freezer to thaw whenever you need. Take one part, press and make balls and leave on the bench top about 10 minutes. Put some flour onto the bench. Take one piece and press. Spread evenly using a rolling pin. Roll a little bit more and then put some cheese in the middle and spoonful of the spinach, ham. Then get the ends together and seal the ends. Press down. And put them on a baking sheet again to double in size. The rolls are ready and I left it outside about 30 minutes. You can do this in the oven or do it in a pan. I'm going to show you how to do it in a pan. Into a pan, add some oil. Put the bread on the pan. And when you work with this in a pan, you need to control the heat properly. So make sure that you cook it on a low heat and always you need to cover the pan. After, turn it over to the other side. And cook on both sides until golden brown. I finished cooking the breakfast pumpkin bread and they are really soft and spongy, and if I open one, so good. You can freeze them to thaw whenever you want, or can do this as a lunchbox recipe too. If you want to do it in the oven, it's a different process, but you can still do it in the oven too. Hope you will enjoy this. Thank you for watching.